Welcome to a very, very special edition of OnCore. There's no review, no news. I guess it's kind of news today, but today is this very special day. Today is the Nintendo Switch Day. We have the, we have audience for the first time ever here. So a lot of hype coming up to today. I think it was around a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago, Nintendo released, not to no secret that they were working on a new console secretly named the Nintendo NX. There was some news that it was either going to be a mobile device, a hybrid of a console. Today we finally see it in person. So you've probably watched the full trailer, so we're going to do more of an analysis. I'm going to play it and then I'm going to pause, maybe jump around, dive into the really, really juicy parts of this trailer. So let's just get right in. So obviously you see Zelda here. This is going to be a launch title for the Nintendo Switch, and the Twilight Princess originally was a launch title for the Wii, so that was a huge reason why the Wii was successful initially. So now we got the fun music in, we see the docking station, we see the controllers coming out of the home dock. This is it, so now it's a mobile console all of a sudden. And we're seeing it out in the wild, and we're about to see, I think, so obviously he's playing some more Zelda here, but we're gonna see our first use case scenario, which I think is gonna sell this hard. So, an airport. When I saw this, immediately I thought like, okay, I'm sold, because how amazing would it be to have console level gameplay while I'm on the plane? They show off a game later on like Skyrim and stuff like that. That looks amazing. I'm worried about the battery life though, I have to say. On something like this, it's gonna have to last a whole flight. It has to last 5 hours. I've heard people talk about maybe with the Pro Controller, it might be less time because maybe using Bluetooth. So I have a lot of questions there, Nintendo, about how the battery life is gonna work on a plane like this, but let's continue. So, really interesting here. The controllers, he's using they're called the Joy-Con controllers, and so it's not the Pro Controller that we'll see in a little bit, but the Joy-Con controllers, we have multiple uses there. They will slide into the console, so maybe use it more like a Wii U pad, and then you take it off, and they kind of emulate the controllers that we had with the Wii, which is the waggle controller and the Wii controller. Not a big fan of this kind of setup, but if it works, it works, and I think for a lot of people it will work. I think for the more hardcore gamers, you're gonna want the more Pro Controller we're gonna see in a little bit. So, right there, we see him playing Skyrim, which is really cool. He comes home, docks it, takes the Pro Controller, and continues the game. I mean, this is the dream. This is like what I've wanted out of a gaming console for a while. This is when people first heard of this concept of a hybrid mobile home console. This is what we wanted, and they're selling it hard right away. And one interesting thing to note is they're selling it to a very targeted audience of people in their maybe their late 20s, early 30s. There's no kids yet in this ad, and I don't think there's any kids at all. So it's very interesting. Now we see another use case here. I guess a touring band on their way to the next gig, playing some Mario Kart in the back. So this is interesting in that this is the first time we're seeing two players with the one controller, the one Joy-Con controller that comes with the console. I think this is cool. I don't know anyone who's gonna do this, to be honest. The controllers look so small. For my hands, I won't be able to use that, but it's kind of cool that they're at least thinking about it that way. They're thinking of this as a social experience. They're really trying to put a lot of value into something like this, which they're gonna sell for probably $250 to $300. So obviously we're seeing Mario Kart and then, them kart racing, ironic. Now this part really excites me because I'm a big NBA 2K player, and we see a pickup game going straight into an NBA 2K game, and theoretically they're online, they're doing some kind of like ad hoc gameplay here over online, or maybe the consoles are connecting to each other via Bluetooth or something, but that's really, really cool. That's just two consoles and 4 players. And the screen capture that we're seeing here of NBA 2K, this is NBA 2K17. This isn't like a mobile version of NBA 2K. This is a legit version of NBA 2K, so really exciting stuff. So now we're seeing the home control, and this is our first footage of the new Mario game, and which looks very Super Mario 64, has that kind of back angle. This is them really pushing that social experience of her. She doesn't want to be at home alone. She sees her friends at the rooftop, party across the way. She can just bring her Mario over there. Everyone's really impressed. Everyone really wants to play. And then all of a sudden you got co-op. Okay, this is the part where I did kind of start laughing a little bit when I saw this trailer, because we see an esports team playing Platoon, which I didn't know existed until today. But they're selling the idea that the esports team could have the consoles that they would be competing with before the match in their green room, the exact consoles. They scheme their plan, and then they bring those consoles, their Nintendo Switches, out onto the arena and play with those exact Switches. So that's interesting.
Love the esports.
You don't typically think of Nintendo and esports in the same sentence, but they're really pushing it here. They kind of went across the board in this trailer of all the experiences you'd want in gaming right now. So they got social, they have online gaming. They showed some kind of magical ad hoc online gaming in the middle of the park with 2 consoles. They have esports in here. They have mobile. They have home console. They're really they're pitching this console as being hopefully your one console you take with you everywhere. And then we have the release date, or release window, of March 2017. So super duper, super exciting stuff here. To be honest, I was very skeptical going into the news of this console. I've grew up as a Nintendo fanboy. I would say that has waned a bit in the last few years with the consoles and like Xbox and PlayStation clearly being the AAA consoles, and Nintendo being this more of like maybe casual hobbyist consoles with the Wii U. I think this is a huge 180 transition for Nintendo. I feel like they're kind of finally figuring out what their American audience is, and their American audience is working professionals in their 30s who don't necessarily have this like 24/7 gaming lifestyle. They have to work gaming into their lifestyle, and the examples of on the plane, of the woman playing Mario at home and then seeing a party across the way and then bringing her console to that party. This is something we're used to it with like a Rock Band or like
Switch.
With a what?
Rock Band Switch.
Rock Band Switch. These are the kind of experiences they're really pitching here. It's really, really interesting. So I gotta say, I think I'm gonna pre-order. I'm like 80% sure I'm pre-ordering, especially if it's in that $250, $300 range, and then add a Pro controller for like 30, 40 bucks. I'm kind of sold here. Pretty amazing trailer.
Do we think the controllers have waggle motion controls?
Do we think the controllers have waggle? I think they won't. I think they're getting away from that. I feel like we would have seen some interface if they did of some kind of like like interface where you're moving the Joy-Con controllers and seeing that weird like Mickey Mouse hand around the screen. We didn't see that. So
what about touchscreen?
We didn't. That was interesting. We didn't see any touchscreen application, so I feel like it's not there. I feel like they're really focusing on this being a tablet. I guess a tablet would have a touchscreen. It's weird. They were focusing heavily on the controllers, and I feel like if it had touchscreen, they would have shown that. So I'm gonna say no touchscreen here.
At 420 No Scope, Bernie Bros is asking, what was your favorite game that they played in the trailer?
What was your favorite game that played in the trailer? It's definitely got to be Super Mario, because that's the first time we've seen it. I wish we'd seen more. I wish they had made a trailer for Super Mario as well, because Super Mario 64 is one of my favorite games of all time, and this looks more similar to that, not Sunshine or Galaxy, which I love though, but this looks more like that, and I'm down for that. I'm in. I want more, because this is just an ad. We still a lot to answer as far as this is going to work, how the graphics are. What's the battery life? I really wish they would unveil details on battery life and price. Those are my two biggest questions. But other than that, I'm kind of sold. So that's the Nintendo Switch. Well, we will love your reaction too. You can tweet us putting up the lower third right here with our Twitter account, and let us know what you think. Are you going to buy it? Are you going to pre-order it? Are you just going to stay away from it? What is your reaction? Are you a PlayStation fanboy who is now converting to Nintendo? Let us know. See you next time. Bye.